This is David Moss at BIC Trikes. Today we're going to be showing how to build the brackets and come up with your idea. And this is going to be a Sportster. Different bikes, you got to do it different ways. I have some different little videos, but today we're going to do a Sportster on how we bracket it and what you get. So normal shippable kit, that's $1,200 plus shipping. You get the frame, you get the bolts that go in here, which are 8mm with 13mm heads, as you can see, and you'll get lock washers, and of course you'll get the suspension. You have to get the rims and tires yourself. You've got to buy fenders yourself, build the fender brackets, and bracket it up. So I wanted to show this because I have a customer that has a Harley-Davidson Sportster, said he really needs help, he can't figure it out, so we did this video. So the first thing I want to show you is what I've done is you'll notice that this right here I put on, and what this is, it's an 1.5 by 1.5 by 1/4 inch angle iron, and I plasma cut right here to make it to where it will go straight up and down. So you want it to be pretty level as much as possible, straight up and down. Now sometimes if there's pegs and pipes that are in the way, you'll have to make these your pegs, but as you can see on these Sportsters, that's the actual spot with original pegs. So these will not become the pegs, these will just be brackets as far as that goes on this one. And I'm going to put the axles on this, and we're going to show after we put the axles on what it looks like, and then when we get the rims and tires on, how we level it out, how you need to do it, and come up with the rest of the build, and we'll show it as we go along. So let's go ahead and get this started. Now with the suspension bolted up, and as you can see, you make sure that it faces to the rear end. And then I want to show you something because people are calling me up and getting confused. I know this thing says left hand. I don't know if you can really make that out, but right there, the paperwork says left hand. I put them upside down. So this is on the right hand side, and the right hand's on the left hand side. These are multi-directional, so we put them upside down so we can adjust them. If you put it on under and flip this around, it'd be too high. So just to let you know that, you flip it. All you gotta do is it's a bolt, and you'll notice that I just use lawn bricks to hold it up. 2 lawn bricks puts it high enough that I can put the rims and tires on this thing, put that on, put the rims and tires, and then take it off, and I'm gonna level it, and we'll talk about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rims and tires on this and show you what it looks like with the rims and tires, and we'll go from there. Here we are with the tires on, and I want to show you a couple things. First of all, I know you usually get a beauty cap. Don't worry about putting it on during this. We're mocking it up. I also don't put all 5 bolts. I put 3, and you'll notice that it spins freely right now because it's on the lawn arch. That way I can put them both on. So I just wanted to state that out, and you can see. Now what I'm going to do is remove the bricks, and I'm going to level it out to what's level this way. And what I'll do is I will use an actual level. This is how I check a level on this. As you can see, she's level, and I'll take this. And when I do this, I'll put it right here. And then I'll look in on it, usually through this little hole here, and see if it's level. And then I'll get that leveled out. I'll move it up or down as it needs. The reason why you want it right here is because this is what matters. This here. So we don't care about this. We just want it level this way here. So you'll put it on and you'll level this out. And like I said, the bike's level. You've seen how I put it up against there, and you look at the bike, make sure it's level. Both of them level, you're doing great. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing leveled out, and we'll start from there. So now I took the bricks out, and what I've done is pretty much, I know this is always the same, but I've added some metal to make it level, and as you can see, the level. So I want to make sure that was nice and level right there. And then of course I made sure that the motorcycle is also level. This is the most important part of bracketing it up, is making sure that your levels are level. So you can see it's level. I tape measured it out so it's dead center. So as long as that's level, all my stuff should be straight. And then I put blocks on the underneath the tire so it doesn't move. So I can, adjust it with it, don't have to worry about it rolling out. So I know that everything is level, everything's where it needs to be. And this is where I'm going to end up having it at, unless I decide to go backwards. Might go back a little bit. If you end up running into this, you can move it back just a little bit and we'll have no issues. I'm going to look at it and decide. So what I'm going to do next is go ahead and start building the bracket for this. So I'll do an 1.25 inch right here. That will come up, attaching to that right there with a bolt, and we'll show what we use for doing that. So we'll go ahead and start that now. Okay, you'll notice that I have 1.25 inch tube I've already done a measurement and cut it. It's going to sit right there. I use a magnet level, make sure everything's nice and level. And I'm letting you know now, level, level, level. You want everything level. Then I also already did a measurement here, so I know that this is my cut. Now, the measurement here was 4 5/8. Well, I want a 1/4 inch less because here's what I add. See this? This is a 7/16 bolt with a 5/8 head, and I welded a 11/16 nut to it. And then this is going to go right in there. My autofocus goes out, and then I'll weld that up, and as you can see, it's going to be a 1/4 inch longer. So I always make sure that it is, and you can see that. So you want to make sure you do your measurements right, and you want to do it twice or 3 times. That's fine. And then this is going to get drill hole here that will go right into it. That'll be welded up. We'll get all that done, and we'll see what it looks like when it's all together and on here. And this is the first part of the bracket. So as you can see, this is the right hand side I'm doing, and we'll go ahead and show you what it's going to look like. Now, as you can see, we've got the brackets tacked up. This is the one I built with the nut behind this, and then I built this. We just got them tacked up for now. We'll pull it off and weld it solid, put it back on. We'll say this, make sure that when you're tacking, I've got some spray that protects the pipe. If not, put a shield or something. You do not want to be tacking and getting spatter on the bike at all. So I spray it down. I've got some stuff that's guaranteed not to let any weld spatter stick, or it heat proofs it. So make sure you take care of that, or you're going to get a bunch of spatter and it's going to mess up your chrome, and you don't want that. And also anywhere else on the bike that you're worried about it, you just spray it down or just cover it up. We're going to take it, and I want to show you what it looks like not together. Of course, you can see this one. Like I said, that's the front bracket. The other side's right here. As you see, I built this, and then this here. Now, all I'm going to do is clean this up, and then I'm going to drill the hole, and then I'll simply go over there and do the exact same thing I did here, where I bolted up. Now, this can be anywhere on this front end except on this. So as long as it's on the front end, this one's a little farther back because this 08 is been slammed and really really tight, so I wanted it right there to make it look good. But so that's completely up to you. You can push it back more if you want, push it forward, but the only thing I say is when you do this bracket here that's going to come down, you want this to be, you know, far enough back that you can do this bracket, and you can weld your piece here. You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to that, as far as that goes. But yeah, like so far, that's the first bracket. It's tacked on. We're going to go ahead and weld it up, get the other side done up, and then we'll show them off, and then we'll do the back brackets, and then that will be your how to bracket your bike. As far as the fenders go, I'm not going to show in this video because don't know what you're going to buy as far as fenders. There's plastic fenders, there's metal fenders. It's not hard to figure out how to make your fenders work as far as that goes. So I'll let you guys decide to figure that part out. So we'll go ahead and get this welded up, and we'll bring you back and show you how we do the back brackets. Okay, now we got the front brackets kind of welded. You can see, not completely around. We'll get to that shortly, but it ain't going nowhere. And I went ahead and did the back brackets. I'm going to explain it because on this pipe here, usually I like to come down and right here hook up and weld up. But as you can see, the pipe exhaust was going to be hitting it, and that would mess up the powder coat. So I had to come up with another way. My whole point of that is, if you're doing it and there's something in the way, all you got to do is just figure out a way around it. So as you can see, what I did was I just moved it up 3 inches. So now it goes around the pipe and goes up. Because these are so low, usually they go right underneath that and never touch that pipe, or don't have the exhaust blowing on it. So this right here is the rear bracket, and it's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 1/8 inch thick angle iron. And then, of course, you can see I drill a small hole up there. I drill another hole in here, and that's where I put my 7/16 with a 5/8 head bolt through it. And, of course, I make this right here. And like I said, usually this goes all the way down and goes into this, but since we had the exhaust and it would be blowing it right on there, what I did was I went ahead and went all the way across and added a 3-inch pipe. So now it's solid and it goes around. And then right here, you can notice that we plasma cutted this See? So it does not touch the paint anywhere. And then you can place that any way you like. I like mine to be closer to back here as much as possible, because the more you get out here, the tire, you won't be able to get to that bolt that easy. So this way you can get to the bolt a little easier. And you see the other side's done the same way. Plasma cut it out so it doesn't touch anything. Goes down, hooks up, it's all nice and welded. And that's it. Solid as can be. The only thing I got to do is just basically take it apart and weld all the spots that I can't get to. So that's how you do the brackets on a Sportster. Now yours, if a normal Sportster, you can bring this angle iron all the way down. If you have saddlebags, you work your way around the saddlebags. Anything that pipes, and also I always do pipe side first. So I do the pipe side first on this, go to the other one and do the other side, then do the pipe side, because that pipe can change the way you're going to do it. And if you do the other side first and you think you're going to do it one way and you get over here and the pipe's in the way, you're going to be mad, because either you're going to look weird with one being one way, one side being bracket one way and the other side being bracket another, or you're going to have to cut it off and start over. So always do the pipe side when it comes to these Sportsters. If you have pipes on both sides, then it doesn't really matter. And then, like I said, this thing is nice and solid. See? So she's about ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and fender this one up, get it done, send the powder coat, and then get its sister bike done, send it to powder coat, and then record each one of these after it gets powder coated. So you'll see this bike again in another video. So I appreciate it. It's David Moss with BIC Trikes. Once again, this is how to make brackets for Sportsters, and kind of gives you an idea how to make brackets for any bike you have. You just kind of have to think about it and just weld it up solid. And like I said, 4 bolts, this thing comes rolling out, so no big deal. And it's real nice, so, and straight. And once again, level. Look at that, see, that looks really nice. So this is David Moss with BIC Trikes, stands for Brothers in Christ, where Jesus Christ gets all the glory. Thank you, and God bless.